Hello people, this is Bio once again from Spirit Runners UK. Today is the 8th of September. This is my normal weekly video, and I'd just like to say thank you so much to all my subscribers. Subscriptions have gone up once again. I'm so excited. I'm so pleased. I also like to say thank you to all those who have been watching my videos, who have been sharing my videos. Where I think we're well over 4K views now of the videos, which is very impressive. I'd also like to thank those who have been giving me suggestions, feedback, who've been supporting me, who've been encouraging me. So grateful. This is exciting times for Spirit Runners UK. So many things on the cards, which I'll be revealing over the next few months. But anyway, today I've got a very interesting series that I'm going to be taking over the next 2 weeks. I found that in my conversation with a lot of people, they in terms of trying to decide what exercise to do or how to achieve their goals, you don't quite know what different exercises do. So I decided I was going to do a series that will cover all the different types of exercises. And today I'm going to be talking about aerobic exercises. What are aerobic exercises, and how do they fit in the picture if you want to start living a healthy and fit lifestyle? How does it fit into the picture, and any relevance, or how can you use them to your benefit? So I'm going to be talking about aerobic exercises today. So yes, the best place to start is to talk about what is aerobic training, and what is aerobic exercise. Obviously, I do a lot of research about all this, and as you know, I'm an avid runner. I cycle, I skip. I do quite a lot of different exercises, and I know what the benefits of all of them are, and what their role is when I'm training in them. So aerobic exercise is training is good for building endurance and improving your cardiovascular and respiratory function. This means that your heart and lungs become stronger and more efficient, enabling you to train harder and longer as your fitness level improves. So if your goal, is to be more fit, is to be more healthy, if your goal is to build your cardiovascular strength, which is your lungs and your heart, which has a ripple effect on all the other organs, then you really want to be incorporating aerobic training into your exercise strategy, your exercise routine. So you've got to do something that is aerobic. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so what exactly is this what are aerobic exercises? These are light activity that you can sustain over a long period of time, such as jogging. So anything that is extensive, that is extended over a long period of time, is aerobic. That's kind of like a basic definition. So jogging is a very good example. You could go out to jog for 30 minutes or for an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours. That's aerobic. It is any physical activity that makes you sweat because you're breathing harder, and it gets your heart beating faster than at rest. So when you're doing aerobic exercises, your heart actually beats faster, so your heart rate begins to go up. And there are different ways that you can find out if your heart rate is going up. You can use a watch, like my watch, for example, measures your heart rate, so you can tell when your heart rate is beginning to go up. Or you can use a heart rate monitor, which is strapped to your chest, and actually gives you actual heart rate, how many beats per minute your heart is beating. The good thing about aerobic exercise is that it strengthens your heart and lungs and trains your cardiovascular system to manage and deliver oxygen more quickly and efficiently throughout your body. So what people don't realize is people who do a lot of aerobic exercise, their lungs and their heart are very strong. As a matter of fact, if you do aerobic exercises for a long period, your lungs develop capillaries that make them begin to absorb oxygen more efficiently. So what you find is you're not out of breath like you used to be before. You could run up the stairs and you're okay. You're not like like some people do when they run up the stairs and they get to the top of the stairs and they're like holding their waist and like because they're out of breath. you wouldn't really have that. You wouldn't have that problem at all, actually, if you start doing aerobic exercises. So aerobic exercises increase your endurance and cardiac health. Anything that's cardiac is to do with your heart. So your heart becomes more efficient, more healthy. Because the heart is a muscle, and when you do aerobic exercise, because it beats faster than it normally would when it's resting, it becomes stronger. It's a muscle. It becomes bigger and stronger, and is able to pump blood more efficiently, distributing oxygen to all the parts of your body that requires it. Aerobics exercise uses your large muscle groups. It is rhythmic in nature, so it's like a rhythm in nature, and can be maintained continuously for at least 10 minutes. So yeah. So one of the ways to know to know if you exercise you're doing is aerobic is if you can. It's called talk test trusted source. So if you can pass the talk test trusted source, and this basically means that if you can somewhat comfortably hold a conversation during exercise, not talking as though you're not exercising at all, but able to talk while slightly breathless, you are at an aerobic level. So I'll give you an example. Saturday, I did a 20 miler with a couple of friends, and while we were running, the goal wasn't the pace, was just, miles, to clock in the miles. And while we were running, we were actually having a conversation. It wasn't comfortable, but we're just about to have, just able to have a conversation in between each breath. That was aerobic. So that's I just want to use as an example. Aerobic exercises provides cardiovascular conditioning, of your body. The term aerobic actually means with oxygen, which means that breathing controls the amount of oxygen that can make it to the muscles to help them burn fuel and move. So how to improve aerobic fitness? How do you improve your aerobic fitness? So you've decided now you want your heart and your lungs to be more healthy and fitter. How can you improve your aerobic fitness? Excuse me. So 3 basic ways you can do that. First, increase your duration. So if you're going to increase your duration, obviously you are not going to be pounding the floor like you're doing 100-meter sprint. So you're going longer. So you pace yourself, which means you run slower so that you can run for longer, or you can jog for longer, or you can skip for longer, or you could cycle for longer. And if you do this over a period, you'll find that your aerobic capacity improves a lot. Now I have what I call, which is part of my running strategy, I call it the maximum aerobic function run. It's called a MAF run. And during those times when I go for those runs, my goal is not the pace. So I'm running it quite slow, but I'll be out there for a longer period. So I might be out there for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, or even sometimes longer. But you see, the advantage of that is over a period, my aerobic capacity is increased, and my cardiovascular strength improves, and I'm stronger in that sense. So my heart and my lungs are running efficiently because I've been able to allow them to build that strength over a period. So duration is one way you can improve your aerobic fitness. Another way you can improve your aerobic fitness is increasing your speed. So when I say increasing your speed, I'm not saying running flat out. We're talking about increasing your speed slightly so that you're not crawling, but at the same time you're not sprinting. So it's a reasonable balance. And another way you can do that, also that you can improve your aerobic fitness, is increasing your resistance. So for example, you might decide to, I know normally when you use weights, it's to build your strength. So that's strength the three types of exercises. There's the aerobic, there's aerobic, which you're doing today, there's the anaerobic, and then there's the strength training and fitness. When you're doing strength fitness, you can actually also enjoy some aerobic benefits if you manage it effectively. So if you're doing high reps, but you kind of increase your resistance, not to a point where you're struggling, but to a point where you do have to push a little bit more, that could also help you to improve your aerobic fitness. So examples of aerobic exercise, aerobic training are swimming, cycling, using an elliptical trainer, walking, rowing, running, skipping or using a jump rope, step aerobics, and Zumba. Those are a number of examples of aerobic exercises that you can do. So, what is the purpose of aerobic exercise? What is the purpose? Like I said, we've already talked about that. I said it's to build your cardiovascular fitness. It's to make your heart and your lungs more efficient. It's to make your body easily manage oxygen as it comes, as you breathe in when you're doing your exercise. It improves the circulation so that oxygen gets to all the right organs efficiently and quickly enough, and that helps your overall fitness. Now, what are the benefits of improved cardiovascular conditioning? So you've got things like we've already mentioned, improves your cardiovascular conditioning. So cardiovascularly, which is your heart and your lungs, the more efficient, the more healthy, decreases risk of heart disease. Now, obviously, if your heart is more healthy, because it's a muscle that is being flexed every time you go out for your run, because it's pumping blood quickly, it's trying to get oxygen to your muscles as quickly as it can. So you're breathing in. As you're breathing in, your heart uses your heart is pumping blood, which gets the oxygen from the lungs and then distributes it to the other parts of your body. That will decrease heart disease because your heart is more efficient in doing what it's designed to do, and it's quicker in doing its job. It lowers blood pressure. Why? Because the heart is efficient. It's not struggling to pump blood to all the other parts of your body. And also, because you're doing this regularly, you actually find that you're burning fat more efficiently when you do aerobic exercise. It's a fat burner. So all those fat particles that could be in your blood streams, in your vessels, your veins, you burn them out, and as a result, your heart doesn't struggle when it's trying to pump blood through your blood vessels. So it lowers your blood pressure. You get high blood pressure when the heart is struggling and it's trying to pump it and it can't seem to, because your vessels are clogged with all sorts of things. Obviously, your diet comes into play as well, because if you eat all those rubbish things that you're not supposed to eat, and you eat stuff that's so high in fat and too much carbs, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get loads of sugar in your body. It's going to clog your arteries and your heart's going to struggle. So it's finding a balance between both. Increases HDL or good cholesterol. So that's one thing that cardiovascular exercises do, aerobic exercises do for you. It helps to increase HDL or good cholesterol, while it decreases the bad cholesterol. It helps to also better control blood sugar. So because you need sugar as energy, sugar, which is glucose, as energy, if you do a lot of cardiovascular exercises, which are aerobic exercises, as we said, we're talking about aerobic exercises, it will control your blood sugar because you burn the sugar as energy. It doesn't sit in your bloodstream doing nothing. So, for example, that's no reason to go overkill and take too much sugar. Obviously, we must still reduce the amount of sugar that we take because carbs can be converted to sugar. So many things can be converted to sugar. So we still need to reduce that, but it helps control. Your body will not have excessive sugar in the system because it burns as energy. Assist in weight management or weight loss. Of course, the truth of the matter is, the more aerobic exercises you do, the more fat you burn. The more fat you burn, the more control you have over your over your weight. So you don't experience high, your weight is not all over the shop. It's controlled because you're consistent. This, we're talking about consistency here. So it's not just about knowing about doing it, but also being consistent in actually doing it over a consistent, forming a habit of it. So it helps you to control your weight because you burn those carbs, you burn those fats, you don't store them in your body, you're not storing them in your liver or other parts of your body, but you burn them. It also helps to improve your lung function. We've talked about that. Your lungs are more efficient, so you're not out of breath quickly because your lungs are stronger. As you can imagine, like I said to you, over a period, your lungs develop more capillaries. Capillaries are, they're like these structures or fibers on your lungs that help to suck in oxygen that you breathe in through your mouth or through your nose. So your lungs become more efficient because you've got more capillaries over a period. So you're less out of breath and you're more healthy. Decreases resting heart rate. What I found with that is that and that's a good sign of your health. Now, my resting heart rate falls between 45 and 47. That's because I do a lot of running. I do, I'm a very active person. The standard person who doesn't do any form of exercise will have their heart rate between 60 and 100 beats per minute. Now, if you're fit and you do a lot of aerobic exercises, you'll find that over a period, your heart rate will actually begin to drop to the 50s and, like mine, to the 40s, which is an indication of how fit you are and how healthy you are. So when you're resting, if you count how many times your heart is beating, either using your watch to have a look or you check your pulse, you'll find that your heart rate when you're at rest actually decreases, which is a sign of how fit and how healthy you are. Now I'm going to stop here. I hope you found this video educative and very informative. So if you're trying to lose weight, obviously you know that you must do aerobic exercises, which are like walking, jogging, rowing, skipping, step aerobic, Zumba, swimming, cycling. They are very good fat burners because especially if you can do them for a longer period, you end up keying into your fat reserves and your body begins to burn fat as fuel, and that way it controls your weight. I will be coming back with more with other types of exercises. I'm going to cover anaerobic exercise, and I'm also going to cover strength exercises and the purpose and how they fit into the picture of you being a fit and more healthy person. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your support. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, spread the word, send my videos to families and friends, different parts of the world. A lot of people have been, this channel is changing lives. I get a lot of feedback of people who were not doing any form of exercise and who are now doing something and it's turning their lives around. So don't be left out. Jump on the bandwagon, jump on this journey with Spirit Runners UK to a healthy and a fit lifestyle, for you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. God bless you. Thank you so much, and catch you in my next video. Bye.